Next, we go to the next part of the chapter. That one is the representation of that data in a graph. Okay. Then mainly we are discussing the two type of graph, single bar graph and double bar graph. We know that how to represent the given data in the form of bar graph, correct? Because we already learned it in the lower session how to we draw the bar graph. Then what is the usage of the bar graph? The single bar graph means the bar graph we use to analyze the given data easily, correct? And why we use a double bar graph? Double bar graph is mainly used to compare the data. Okay, so here we are discussing the two type of bar graph, single bar graph and double bar graph. Okay, then first example like this: draw the bar graph of the following data given below and answer the questions. And is given class 5th to 10th and number of children in the class 5th 135, 6th 120, 7th 95, 8th 100 and 9th 90 and 10th 80. Then what are the question? How would you choose a scale? Then we know that in this the classes, we are representing the classes. Okay, which one we are representing? We representing the classes and the number of children. Each class, the number of children belongs to there. Am I right? Is given here. Then the number of children, the number we call it as a frequency, correct? The frequency we are representing on y-axis. Where we represent the frequency we always represent on y-axis. And the things we are representing on x-axis. Clear? Then what is the first question? How would you choose a scale? That means for to represent the frequency 135, 120, 95, 100 and 90, 80, we know that we not choose the same measurement. Okay, we choose the frequency as a unit distance. 1 unit is equal to represent for what? ഓരോ യൂണിറ്റും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു യൂണിറ്റ് എത്ര എണ്ണത്തിനെ കാണിക്കുന്നു എന്ന് നമ്മൾ പറയണം. നമുക്കറിയാം, നമ്മൾ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട് ചെറിയ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ. സോ then what is the scale for to represent 135, 120, 95, 100, 90 and 80? Then we want to take first what is the unit distance there. In 1 unit representing how many children? ഒരു യൂണിറ്റ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് എത്ര ചിൽഡ്രനെ കാണിക്കുന്നു എന്ന് നമ്മൾ പറയണം. That is the first question. How would you choose a scale? Then second one, which class the maximum number of children and the minimum number of children? And the last one, find the ratio of students of class 6th to the class 8th. Okay, then we want to find the ratio of the students of class 6th and 8th. That is the last question. Okay, the first question is easy one. Then how to identify the scale? Okay, if we choose the 1 unit at the smallest distance, the smallest scale, then the graph is accurate. Okay, എന്താണ് മക്കളെ പറഞ്ഞത്? നമ്മൾ how do you choose a scale? ഒരു സ്കെയിൽ നമ്മൾ ചൂസ് ചെയ്യണം. സ്കെയിൽ ചൂസ് ചെയ്യുക എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഒരു യൂണിറ്റ് എത്ര എണ്ണത്തിനെയാണ് കാണിക്കുന്നത്, ഒരു യൂണിറ്റ് എത്ര എണ്ണത്തിനെ കാണിക്കുന്നു എന്നുള്ളത് നമ്മൾ ഒരു യൂണിറ്റായിട്ട് എത്ര ചെറിയ നമ്പർ എടുക്കുന്നു ഗ്രാഫ് അത്രയും കൃത്യമായിരിക്കും. ഒരു യൂണിറ്റിൻ്റെ അളവ് കൂട്ടും തോറും ഗ്രാഫ് ചെറുതാകും എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മളതിന് കൃത്യമായിട്ട് ഈസ് നോട്ട് ആൻ ആക്യുറേറ്റ്. ഓക്കെ, അത് കൃത്യത കുറവായിരിക്കും ആ ഗ്രാഫിന്. Then how to we represent that one? How do we choose the scale? Then for we choose the scale like this, we find which one is the least number we want to represent. Yes, the least number is 80. Then what is the highest number to represent? That one is 135. ഓക്കെ, ഈ സ്കെയില് ചൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് ഇങ്ങനെയാണ്. സ്കെയില് ചൂസ് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടി നമുക്ക് 80 ഏറ്റവും കുറവ് ഏത് നമ്പറിനാണ് റെപ്രസെൻറ്റ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്? 80. ഏറ്റവും വലുത് ഏതിനെ റെപ്രസെൻറ്റ് ചെയ്യണം? 135. അപ്പോൾ 80 മുതൽ 135 വരെയുള്ള നമ്പേഴ്സാണ് നമുക്ക് റെപ്രസെൻറ്റ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്. ഓക്കെ, അതിന് നമുക്ക് ഒരു യൂണിറ്റ് എത്ര സ്റ്റുഡൻസിനെ കാണിക്കണം? ഇഷ്ടമുള്ളത് പോലെ എടുക്കാം. ഒരു യൂണിറ്റ് ഒരു സ്റ്റുഡൻറ്റിനെ കാണിക്കാം. ദാറ്റ് മീൻസ് ദ ഫസ്റ്റ് നമ്പർ വി ചൂസ് ആസ് 1. ഓക്കെ, ദാറ്റ് മീൻസ് 1 യൂണിറ്റ് ഈസ് ഈക്വൽ ടു 1 സ്റ്റുഡൻറ്റ്. If we choose this one is x-axis, y-axis, then this one is origin 0. Okay, if we choose the first distance, if we mark the first number as 1, This distance is called unit distance, the distance from 0 to first number. Okay, the distance is called unit distance. If we choose the unit distance as 1, means the 1 unit representing 1 student. Then if we choose 1 for to represent 135, the graph is bigger one, correct? The graph is big. Is big means the graph is accurate. That is krithyamaayirikkum. Graph nammal edukumbom aa distance ee etra cherudu edukkunnu athrayum graph krithyamaayirikkum. Okay, but is very difficult to draw a big graph, correct? So if we choose the first distance as 5, that means unit distance as 5, then will more reduce the size of graph, correct? എടുക്കുമ്പോൾ ഉള്ളതിനേക്കാൾ കുറച്ചും കൂടെ കുറവായിരിക്കും അത്ര എടുക്കുമ്പോൾ. ഈ ഡിസ്റ്റൻസ് ആണ് യൂണിറ്റ് ഡിസ്റ്റൻസ്. ഓക്കെ, ദാറ്റ് മീൻസ് 1 യൂണിറ്റ് റെപ്രസെന്റ് ഹൗ മെനി ചിൽഡ്രൻ? 5 ചിൽഡ്രൻ. 5 എടുത്ത് വരച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ 80 മുതൽ 135 വരെ വരക്കുമ്പോൾ നേരത്തെ എടുത്തതിനേക്കാളും കുറച്ചും കൂടി ചെറുതായിരിക്കും, പക്ഷെ എന്നാലും ഗ്രാഫ് വലുതായിരിക്കും. വി നീഡ് ടു റെഡ്യൂസ് ദ സൈസ് ഓഫ് ദി ഗ്രാഫ്. ഓക്കെ, സൈസ് കുറക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യണം? അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ എന്താ ചെയ്യുക? കുറച്ചും കൂടെ വലിയ നമ്പർ ചൂസ് ചെയ്യും. Then I choosing here the first number as 20. 80 to 135, first number I choose as 20. Okay, then is the 1 unit, this distance is called 0 to the first number is called the unit distance. That 1 unit is representing how many children? 20 children. Then if I choose the first number as 20, what is the second unit? We need to represent the same distance. What is the distance from first 0 to first number? That is the difference from 0 to first number is 20. Then what is the difference from second number first number to the second? That's also we need to 20. That 20 plus 20 is equal to 40. ആദ്യത്തെ ഡിസ്റ്റൻസ് നമ്മൾ 20 എന്നാണ് എടുത്തില്ലെങ്കിൽ രണ്ടാമത്തെ ഡിസ്റ്റൻസ് എത്ര തന്നെ ആയിരിക്കണം? 20 എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ 20 കൂട്ടി എഴുതണം. The next 100, 120, 140. Then 140 is enough for to represent 135, correct? 140, 20 മുതൽ 140 വരെ എഴുതുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ഏതൊക്കെ വരും? 80 അതിൽ വരുന്നുണ്ട്. 80 മുതൽ 135 വരെയുള്ളത് നമുക്ക് അതിൽ മാർക്ക് ചെയ്യാം. Okay, then this is our scale. That is the first question. How would you choose a scale? നമ്മൾ എങ്ങനെയാണ് സ്കെയിൽ ചൂസ് ചെയ്യുക എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ നമുക്ക് ഏറ്റവും ചെറുതിനെയും ഏറ്റവും വലുതിനെയും റെപ്രസെൻറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടി പറ്റണം. നമ്മൾ അത് എത്രമാത്രം ചെറിയ, ഇപ്പോൾ ഇതിന് 20ക്ക് പകരം 10 ആണ് എടുക്കുന്നതെങ്കിൽ ഗ്രാഫ് കുറച്ചും കൂടെ ആക്യുറേറ്റ് ആയിരിക്കും. 5 ആണ് എടുക്കുന്നതെങ്കിൽ കുറച്ചും കൂടെ കൃത്യമാവും. പക്ഷേ ഗ്രാഫിൻ്റെ സൈസ് വലുതായിരിക്കും. അതാണ് വ്യത്യാസം. നമ്മൾ മെഷർമെൻറ്റ് കുറയും തോറും ഗ്രാഫിൻ്റെ സൈസ് എന്ത് ചെയ്യും? കൂടും. ഓക്കെ, സോ then first one in the x-axis we are representing the same what are given class. Fifth, first one is 5th class, correct? 5th and 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Okay, then so one more things for drawing the graph. The distance from each distance of the numbers we need to equal. Okay, ഓരോ ഡിസ്റ്റൻസും തമ്മിലുള്ള ഓരോ നമ്പേഴ്സും തമ്മിലുള്ള ഡിഫറൻസ് എത്രയായിരിക്കണം? ഈക്വൽ ആയി. ദാറ്റ് മീൻസ് what is the difference we choose to 0 to 1 is a 1 centimeter. We need 1 centimeter for all the distance. Okay, 0 എന്ന് ആദ്യത്തെ നമ്പർ മാർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നത് 1 സെൻറ്റിമീറ്റർ ഡിസ്റ്റൻസിലാണെങ്കിൽ ഒന്നാമത്തതും ഈ രണ്ടാമത്തതും തമ്മിലുള്ള ഡിസ്റ്റൻസും എത്ര ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കണം? 1 centimeter. As like here also, to represent the each datas in within equal distance. Okay, ഓരോന്നും റെപ്രസെൻറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് എങ്ങനെയായിരിക്കണം? ഈക്വൽ ഡിസ്റ്റൻസിലാണ്. സോ എക്സ് ആക്സിസ് റെപ്രസെൻറ്റിംഗ് ദ ക്ലാസ്. സോ ദിസ് വൺ ഈസ് ക്ലാസ് ആൻഡ് ദിസ് വൺ ഈസ് നമ്പർ ഓഫ് ചിൽഡ്രൻ. Number of children. Okay, then what is the first? 5th class is 135. So 5th class is mid to represent on the middle of the bar. Okay, then just we take one distance from 5th after this, then 135. 135, suppose this one is 130, the 135, suppose here. Okay, 135. So we draw the graph like this, 135. Okay, then second one is 6th class, 120. 120 is here. Then it is not. Then if you drawing the bar like this to one things, the size of the bar should be equal. Okay, the size ഇതിൻ്റെ size എന്തായിരിക്കണം മക്കളെ? എപ്പോഴും ഈക്വൽ ആയിരിക്കണം. And the distance also, what is the distance we choosing here? what is the distance from this y axis to this one? The same distance we need to the in each bar, in between the each bar. ഓരോ ബാറിൻ്റെ ഇടയിലും ഉണ്ടാകുന്ന ഡിസ്റ്റൻസ് എന്തായിരിക്കണം? സെയിം ആയിരിക്കണം. ഇതേ ഡിസ്റ്റൻസ് ആയിരിക്കണം ഈ രണ്ട് ബാറിൻ്റെ ഇടയിലും എല്ലാ ബാറിൻ്റെ ഇടയിലും ഉണ്ടാകേണ്ടത്. ആൻഡ് ദ സൈസ് ഓഫ് ദി ബാർ, ബാറിൻ്റെ സൈസ്, അതിൻ്റെ തിക്നെസ് എന്തായിരിക്കണം? അതിൻ്റെ തടി അല്ലേ, അതിൻ്റെ തിക്നെസ് എന്തായിരിക്കണം? സെയിം ആയിരിക്കണം. ഓക്കെ. And sixth, seventh, 95. 95 is 100, so is here the 95. Suppose is the 95. Okay, then 95. Then 8th class 100, x at 100. Then 100 is just above. Correct. I remind you once again, the thickness of the bar should be equal. Okay. Then 9th, 90. 90 is here. Suppose it's 95, then just below 95. The thickness you will get should be equal when we take the equal distance for the things. Okay, equal distance. ഓരോന്നും നമ്മൾ മാർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നത് ഈക്വൽ ഡിസ്റ്റൻസിലാണെങ്കിൽ ഇതിൻ്റെ ഗ്രാഫിൻ്റെ തിക്നെസ് എന്തായിരിക്കും? സെയിം ആയിരിക്കും. യു ഷുഡ് മേക്ക് ദാറ്റ് വൺ ഈസ് ഈക്വൽ ഡിസ്റ്റൻസ്. ഓക്കെ. ദെൻ 10th ഈസ് 80. 80 is here. Okay. This like we draw the bar graph. I know how to draw the bar graph because you already learned it in the lower session how to draw the bar graph. Correct. So don't forget the things. And one more is very important. Then one unit represent how many children? One unit is equal to 20 children. Don't forget to write this also. Okay, that is very important to showing the one unit representing how many children or how many frequencies. Okay, so is here the one unit representing 20 number of children. Okay. Then this is an idea to represent, to drawing the bar graph. The next we goes to write the answer of second and third one. Okay. Then what is the second question? Which class the maximum number of children? Which class is very clear? Which class? 5th class, 135. Correct. Then the answer of first, second one. B. First one. What is the answer of the first? Yes, maximum children in 5th class. Minimum children in where? 10th class. 10th class and 10th class. That's okay enough. Then C. What is the C? We write here the answer. The C. Find the ratio of students of class 6th to the students of class 8th. We need to find the ratio of the students of class 6th and class 8th. Then ratio. First we need to take the class 6th, number of students in class 6. What is that? 120. What is the students in class 8th? That is 100. Then is equal to this one is possible to reduce. Correct. This one is possible to reduce by 20. Then what do you get? Yes, if we reduced by 20, what do you get? Is possible to reduce. Is possible to reduce. You must be reduced that the numbers. Okay, otherwise this ratio is not exact. So we is 0 is possible to cancel 1 0. Then we cancelled 1 0. They divided by. Then we divided by 2. Then what we get? 12 how many times? 6 times. 10 how many times? 5 times. Then again is possible to reduce 6 and 5. No, it's not possible to divide it by same number. Correct. So the least form of 120 is to 100 is equal to 6 is to 5. Then what is the ratio? The ratio is 6 is to 5. Okay, then I think you got the idea how to draw the bar graph and how to write the answer. Okay, next we are discussing the next type of bar graph. That one is double bar graph. Okay, Here, so only the difference, we have the two frequency for to representing. The first term that is given only for one frequency. Here we have the two frequencies. Okay, then that is the question. Draw the double bar graph choosing appropriate scale and answer the following. Then here what want to represent? Here we want to represent the performance of students in the exam. The subject English, Hindi, Maths, Science and Social Science. First term marks 67, 72, 88, 81, 73. Second term 70, 65, 95, 85 and 75. And we have the three questions also. First question, to represent this information, this data in the form of double bar graph. Okay, then we have the 2 marks of English, correct? That is why we use here double bar graph for to comparing the marks. If only first term marks, we drawing their single bar graph. Okay, then first we know what are the things we want to represent. The first we draw the x-axis and y-axis. In x-axis we are representing the things subject. Okay, subject English, Hindi, Maths, Science and Social Science, subject. And in the y-axis, what are these? These are the frequencies, correct? The numbers, frequencies. What is representing these frequencies? These are representing the marks of the students, correct? Then is y-axis, we are representing the marks. Then here in English, in one subject we have the 2 marks, 67 and 70, correct? Then that's like every subject, each and every subject we have the 2 mark. The one is first term representing on first term and second is representing on second term, correct? So in this one graph we are representing both. That is why we are using the double bar graph. Clear? So how do we choose the appropriate scale? For representing the appropriate scale, first we need to analyze which one is the least one. Which one is the least one? Yes, 67 is the least one, correct? Then which one is the highest one? 95 is the highest one. So we want to represent 67 to 95. Okay, then I told you, when we get the accurate graph, if we choose the unit distance as small, okay, here is possible to represent by 10 mark. 1 unit is equal to 10 mark, 1 mark, 2 mark. Then here I choose the 1 unit distance is equal to 5 marks. Okay, that is 0. What is, I choose the first distance as 5. Then we adding 5 and we choose all marks. Okay, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 60. Because if we choose the little big smaller number, then the graph is exactly, okay, is an accurate one. If I choose 1 unit distance is equal to 1 mark, then is the graph is perfect. But what is the difficult? The size of the graph will increase that time. Okay, so here I choose the unit distance as equal to 5 marks. Okay, first we representing the mark, the graph of English. The first mark is 67, 65 is here, then 66, 67, suppose here, okay, 67. Then we draw in the bar as like the previous. Then one more mark of English is second term mark is 70. Okay, then 70 is here. Then we starting from this, okay, this from where we ending the first graph, we need to start from that point. Okay, then that much line is same as here, the same line, and 70 the graph by using the scale. Okay, don't by hand, right? Use the scale and draw the line. And if we draw like this, is not possible to identify which one represent the first term and which one representing the second term. So I shading the second term of any one of these. Okay, I shading the second one. In second, the shading graph denoting the second term and non-shaded graph is representing the first term. Okay, then next one is Hindi. Then first mark is 72. 72 is here, that is separate. Hindi is separate one. Then we starting from Hindi like this. Then is 72. Draw the bar by scale, don't by hand. Okay, 70. Then second one is 65. Then 65 is here, 65. Then second graph, second term we are representing by shading, then same shading, okay, not change the shading, the same what we make the first, the same shading. Then mass 88, then 85, 80 is near to 90, suppose like here, okay. Then second mark is 95, then the same 95. Then is shaded graph, second ones, then shade, correct. Then science, the first mark is 81, then 81 is here, then we are drawing 81. Then second mark is 85, then second one is 85. Okay, the last one is social science, the first mark is 73, then 70, 71, 72, 73, suppose here 73. Then second mark is 75, is here, then 73, 75. Okay, then I told you the distance from each graph, the distance and the size of the graph should be equal, okay. Then that will get to mark the take the equal distance for each things and each unit distance also, okay. Then what is next? The two more things is remaining to representing here. The first one, what is the one unit representing? One unit representing how many mark? The mark is how much? 5 mark, okay. Then we are representing here 1 unit equal to 5 mark. Okay, and we have the 2 bar here, the one is non-shaded and second one is shaded graph, okay. Then non-shaded graph, the bar representing what? The mark of first term, then first term. Shaded graph is representing second term, okay. Don't forget to write these 3 things in the inside of the graph and subject and marks. Okay, then the graph is over here. The next we need to write the answer of the 3 questions. The answer of the first one. What is the answer of the first one? Subject, has the child improved his performance the most? In which subject? Is very clear. Maths first term is 88. Second time the mark is 95. Correct. Then the first answer is maths. Second answer. In which subject is the improvement is least? Is very clear. What is that? Improvement is least. In which subject? In social science, yes, 73 is 75, 2 mark increase. In science, 85, 4 mark increase, correct. Then which one? The performance is increased least, that is in social science. And third one, has the performance gone down in any subject? That means if any subject the students score the less mark as comparing the first one, yes. In which subject? That one is Hindi, correct. Hindi first term the student's mark is 72, but in the second term is 65, correct. So the third answer is Hindi. Then this like we need to write the answer of the question and we need to draw the graph, okay. Then we study the 2 type of graph. First one is single bar graph and the second one is double bar graph, okay. I think you got this idea.